Hey there, and welcome to No Recipe Required. Hope you're doing well. So tonight I'm going to do a fish dish for you. I've actually got a piece of halibut, and we're going to bake it along with just a little tomato sauce. A little bit of my basic tomato sauce right on top. It's really easy to do. You essentially don't have to do anything. You take a little fish, put it in the oven. That's about it. I'm going to serve it with a little orzo pasta that we throw some vegetables in, kind of like a confetti orzo, and the two go really well together. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's go ahead and start our baked halibut. So here I've got a cold pan. I know it's pretty unusual. I start with a cold pan, but we're baking. We're not sauteing or searing or frying. Just a little bit of olive oil on there to get it nice and slippery. And then I've got my my halibut fillets. I'm just going to lay them down. And then salt and pepper, of course, on both sides. And then I've got my tomato sauce right here. This is just a basic tomato sauce. No meat in it, just tomatoes, basil, all that good stuff. I'm just going to drop some right down the middle of our fish here. And I'm going to put this into the whole thing, into like a 375-degree oven. I heated my tomato sauce up just because I like it. I like it hot so it reduces down a little bit more in the oven. And let the fish cook until it's just barely cooked through. Depending on the size of your thickness and the accuracy of your oven, it could take anywhere from 15 minutes to a half an hour. I'll definitely start checking it at the 15-minute mark, just by taking a little knife and kind of digging into the middle of that fish. You want it just cooked through. Okay, let's go ahead and start making our orzo pasta. Now this is the pasta shape. It looks kind of like rice, but it is not rice. It is pasta, and it makes a lot of great dishes. Obviously, we're going to do it with some summer vegetables, and I'm serving mine with a little bit of fish. I think for two people, I'm going to add a little bit more. I say kind of a handful a person is maybe the general measure. First thing we're going to do is just boil it off until it's done, just like we would do any normal pasta. Stir it a little bit. Ooh, don't forget to put salt in our water. And once it's done, we'll drain it. We'll come back. We'll start adding some vegetables. Okay, I started our orzo pasta a couple minutes ago, and we're going to try and time it so it all comes down together. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll figure it out. I've got a little bit of olive oil in a non-stick pan here, which I like using for orzo. I don't really know why. Heat it up, get a little bit of olive oil in there. I've got some squash that I diced up. I've got some red bell pepper. I've got a shallot, and I've got 2 cloves of garlic. We're just going to add all those to the pan, along with a good pinch of salt and a couple grinds of pepper. I'm just going to soften these over medium heat for probably 5 minutes or so. Let the onions become a little softer, the flavors mingle a little bit, and we'll come back. We'll start adding the pasta in. Okay, my onion, pepper, squash has softened up a little bit. I've got some sun-dried tomatoes here, just jarred sun-dried tomatoes. You can use homemade, no problem. I'm just going to add those in. They're obviously already cooked. I just like to heat them up a little bit. Again, let the flavors mingle. We got maybe 3 or 4 minutes left on our pasta, and then we'll put it together. Okay, so our pasta is cooked. You can see I've got it here drained out in my nice little pink strainer. We're going to add that pasta to our vegetables, and then give it a nice toss. I like to turn the heat up now, so it helps burn off a little bit of that water. We got to season our pasta. We've seasoned our vegetables, but not our pasta. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And I like to add a touch more olive oil. I'm just going to let this saute together for probably 4 minutes. And we're going to come back, finish it with just a little bit of herb. Okay, so I just pulled our fish out. It was in the oven for about 20 minutes. And it's nicely cooked. You can tell, I don't mind fish like this. Take a little knife or a fork, dig in there, make sure it's, like I said, just barely cooked, especially if it's got a little sauce. Then you can cover up your mark like that. I've got our pasta just about done, so let's go ahead and plate it up. Okay, so after a couple minutes you'll start hearing that sizzle of the pasta, which is exactly what you want. After a few tosses you get everything incorporated. I'm going to finish it with a couple tablespoons of chopped parsley, and a few, maybe a third of that was chopped basil. And then a good squeeze of lemon juice, almost half a lemon, maybe, again, a third of a lemon right over the top. Give it another toss to incorporate those herbs, kill the heat, and we are ready to serve. Let's go plate it up. Okay, let's go ahead and serve up our halibut with orzo pasta. I've got my rice here, rice and vegetables, beautifully looking rice with all those red and green vegetables in there. And we've got our baked halibut with tomato sauce, perfectly cooked. Lift that up off the plate, right on the side, overlapping a little bit. And then, you know, if you've got it, you can throw a little bit of green right on top. And we've got our halibut and orzo pasta. I'll see you next time on No Recipe Required.